It's never too soon to talk to kids about race. And I believe that you can talk to a child about any topic in an age appropriate way. And so, what I'd like to do is share with you an example of how you can honestly explain a topic like slavery to a child. You could start out by saying a long, long time ago, hundreds of years ago, people from Europe went around the world to discover new lands and new places to call home. And even though there were people already living beautiful lives on these lands, they still took this land for themselves. And one place that they took was America. And at this time, America didn't look anything like it looks today. There were no roads, no buildings, no stores, no schools. And the people that took this land, they wanted to make all of those things here. And so they wanted to find strong and smart and hard workers to do the work because they knew they would do a great job. But the thing is, they didn't want to pay them. And so they went to Africa, where they knew that they could find strong and smart and hard workers, and they kidnapped people. And once they kidnapped people, they called them slaves. And these enslaved people were put on ships and were taken on a long and really, really rough journey all the way back to America. And once they arrived, they were bought and sold to white people. And the people that owned them, they weren't kind to them. They wouldn't let them leave. They wouldn't let them learn. They separated some families. They forced people to build the roads, and they forced them to build the buildings and the schools and to do so much hard work. They were forced to work on farms and to pick cotton. They weren't treated like people. It was a really terrible thing that was happening. And the enslaved people, they really, really wanted slavery to stop. And some of them were so brave that they were able to escape. And there were some that were so brave that after they escaped, they went back to help other enslaved people escape too. And you know what? Not all of the white people had slaves. There were some white people that thought slavery was wrong too and wanted it to stop. And so they were allies and they worked together. And eventually their hard work paid off and they were able to end or abolish slavery. And you know what? Even though slavery ended a long time ago, its impact is still felt by people today. And so, your conversation might need more language or less language, really depending on your child's age, their social and emotional development, or their learning style. It doesn't have to be a perfect conversation, and you don't have to give all the details at once. But it is so important to commit to continuing the conversation. And remember, it is so much better to stumble through a tough conversation than to not have the conversation at all.